Right now on Denver 7 News, a violent weekend across the Denver metro. New information on one shooting as we press for more details on two others.
Medical misinformation around abortion is disproportionately targeting Latinas. What doctors are doing to fight this, and how we can all help. And as more women return to work, how a push to get equal pay for all women could be key for bringing down inflation.
A key Broncos player out for the season. The team will now have to bounce back without multiple players after their tough loss in Las Vegas. But we start off with some breaking news. A police presence at Good Samaritan Medical Center in Lafayette. Police say they were responding to a shots fired call, but we just got the update within the last few minutes. Lafayette PD says there is no threat at the Good Samaritan Medical Center. The hospital says they are still waiting for the all clear from the police department, though, before returning to normal operations. We also want to get you caught up on multiple shootings that happened over this past weekend. First, new information from North Glen. A North Glen homeowner shot and killed two boys suspected of trespassing in his backyard. North Glen police say the boys broke a fence to get into the yard. When the homeowner confronted them, there was an exchange of gunfire. It's unclear if the homeowner will face any charges. Police also believe those victims are linked to a nearby burglary. We're also trying to learn more about two other weekend shootings. First, police shot and killed a man on an RTD bus in Aurora on Sunday. They say the man robbed a convenience store with a knife, then ran onto the bus. The officers used tasers, released a police dog, but ultimately used their guns. No police or passengers on that bus were hurt. The other shooting happened in Boulder's University Hill neighborhood early Sunday morning. A man was caught on camera firing multiple shots. Boulder police officers were nearby, eventually showing up and shooting one of the suspects in the arm. Another 3 suspects are still on the loose. Dozens of people walked through the streets of downtown Denver today to shine a light on the start of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Today, Denver Mayor Michael Hancock was joined by domestic violence survivors and members from the Rose Andom Center to highlight the resources available to victims. This is personal to the mayor because his sister was killed in a domestic violence incident back in 2002.
I promised her that day that I would never stop fighting for victims and doing everything we could to remind victims to don't wait, to say something.
Now the city will light several buildings in purple next week to bring awareness to this month. Those that attended today's event also highlighted how important places like the Rose Andom Center are to victims. That center is located near 14th and Fox in downtown Denver. It's a place where domestic violence victims can find safety, support, and the services needed to heal. Coming up tonight at 6, we will hear from survivors on how that center helped change their lives. President Biden and the First Lady landed in Puerto Rico today. They're on the island to survey the damage left after Hurricane Fiona. President Biden also announced $60 million worth of aid to Puerto Rico. The money will help the coastal areas of the island better prepare for future storms and also make some major infrastructure repairs. While there, the President and First Lady will also meet with hurricane victims.
Search and rescue efforts are continuing today, 5 days since Hurricane Ian made landfall in southwest Florida. President Biden and the First Lady will travel to Florida on Wednesday to see the damage firsthand. Some communities still don't have power or running water. Starting to clean up is also a challenge, with many local stores and businesses where people could have bought supplies or hired services damaged or destroyed.
We don't know our future because we don't know can we rebuild?
That's a concrete floating dock, which is on the other side of our house. I don't know how it's going to get off of there.
Rebuilding is expected to take months, if not years.
People need to take care of their emotional and mental health because we're really going to need to work together on this.
Now, this family-owned fishing company in Fort Myers is among those now working to rebuild. The hurricane destroyed their business just 1 week before crab season. They've lost more than $15,000 just in gear, and they do not have insurance.
I don't sleep. I'm a nervous wreck, and like I said, I have no answers. We need help. We're begging for help. We need the government to come in and help us. We need somebody to come in and help us in this industry. We're desperate.
Now, the family says they will have to replace much of their fishing equipment before they can even make a profit, and they're not sure how long it will be before they can have a normal fishing season again. And as the death toll from Hurricane Ian rises, some are asking whether earlier evacuation orders could have saved lives. Leaders in the Fort Myers area ordered evacuations less than 24 hours before landfall. That was a day after some neighboring counties and 2 days after storm surge warnings.
Everyone wants to focus on a plan that might have been done differently. Well, I'm going to tell you, I stand 100% with my county commissioners, my county manager.
Now, the governor is also defending the evacuation timing. He is pointing to earlier forecasts that had centered on Tampa, which is to the north, and he says that more people could have gone to shelters, but they didn't want to do that.
The Broncos lost multiple key players to injury during last night's game in Las Vegas. Our Broncos insider Troy Rank reports that running back Javonte Williams tore his ACL. That means the team's starting running back is done for the season. Also, linebacker Randy Gregory will be out for 2 to 6 weeks with a knee injury. Those injuries came during that team's disappointing 23-32 loss to the Raiders. Luckily, there was some good with the bad. Russell Wilson had his best game so far as a Bronco. He threw 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions. He ran for that touchdown. It was also the first time the Broncos scored more than 20 points this season. But it ended with a loss. And for fans, misery just loves company. And there's some comfort knowing others share in your anguish. Our Denver 7 Broncos voicemail hotline was just a little bit fired up after last night's loss.
Hi, I would like to voice my opinion on the Denver Broncos this season.
So this is bull. My little nephew, we played Pee Wee football, and they played better than the Broncos did today.
You gotta do better.
Do better. Thank you.
They got the best passer in the world, and first down, handoff. Second down, handoff. What's wrong with them guys? Are they nuts?
I think the players should eat organic food. I think that doing that would cause all of your eyes to widen, and you would be astounded.
The Broncos are playing a lot like jazz right now. They don't know what they're doing, and they're making stuff up at the spot.
Organic food and jazz? That was incredible. But hey, the Broncos don't have to wait long to get back on track. They play Thursday Night Football against the Colts at home and right here on Denver 7. We are the only local station, the only broadcast station, in fact, with the game. Pre-game coverage starts at 5, kickoff just after 6, then stick around afterwards for our post-game coverage.
The federal government is putting more money into mental health. Today, the Department of Education announced almost $300 million worth of grants for school-based mental health providers. Those providers can start applying for funding this week. Now, the federal government also announced $27 million to improve mental health training for pediatricians and other health professionals. Thousands of law enforcement officials will begin wearing body cameras as part of a new initiative by the Interior Department. This will affect more than 3,000 people, including national park rangers and fish and wildlife officers. Now, this policy is meant to increase transparency. Federal officers lag behind many state and local agencies who have been wearing body cameras for years. Now, some Kias and Hyundais are missing something from their key fob that is making them easy to steal. The simple fix that's starting to roll out at dealerships that could prevent a major loss.
Plus, Coloradans are observing Mother Cabrini Day today. Hear about the new upgrades coming to her shrine in Golden next.